If you've been wondering what to get yourself for Valentine's Day, I have 5 amazing Harlequin romance book suggestions for you. They are definitely on my February TBR list, and I think they should be on yours too. And the best part is, these are actually all on sale. So Harlequin is having a great sale for Valentine's Day because, well, it is the most romantic month of the year. So make sure to check those out. I will leave information in the description. And the best part is these are actually really good sales. So some of these were as low as $1.99. So if you've been thinking about stocking up on some good Harlequin romance reads, this is your chance. Hi everyone, I'm Lisa from Lisa London Books, and you are watching the Harlequin Books channel where we talk all about romance. Now, these books are in no particular order. However, we are going to start with one of my favorite authors first, who is J.C. Lee, and also one of my favorite tropes, which is the fake fiance trope. Now, this is book number 1 of 3 in her Heirs of Hansel trilogy, and it's the I Do dilemma. So in here, we have Garrett, who's about to become CEO of his family's empire. However, his grandmother, who is the matriarch, has decided he cannot rise up to this role until he marries the perfect person that she has chosen for him. He has zero interest in this choice. However, he doesn't really have a good excuse. It just comes out of his mouth that he's already engaged and he's in love with her. This would be great, except that's not true at all. And so he needs somebody to fill that role. In walks Natalie, who is the interim VP of HR at his firm, and she needs somebody, but for totally different reasons. Her sister just died, and she would very much like to adopt her niece. The only problem is the state is a little reluctant to give the daughter to her because she doesn't have a job that makes a lot of money. So getting the permanent VP of HR would do just that. And also, it would help to have a 2-parent family, so it will look like the daughter will actually get a father with the deal as well. Now, if she doesn't have anybody, he also needs somebody, so this is where the fake fiance charade happens. And of course, they both happen to be very attracted to each other, so it might be a permanent fake. Book number 2 is another fake fiance trope, and this one has a little bit more heat. It's A Contract Engagement by Maya Banks. It is book number 3 of 6 in the Kings of the Boardroom series. So we're continuing with our office romance theme, which I think might be great inspiration for you in case you've been working from home lately and you have to return back to the office. There could be some romance waiting for you at your job. But back to A Contract Engagement. So Celia really needs Reese to hire her ad agency because he's on the lookout for one, and it's millions and millions of dollars that are going to not only benefit her firm, but keep people employed because they're on the chopping block. Now, Reese needs a date to his brother's wedding, which doesn't sound too bad, except his brother is marrying his ex-girlfriend, so he doesn't want to show up to the wedding at all. But more importantly, he doesn't want to show up empty-handed to make it look like he's sad and still hasn't gotten over his ex. He's just been busy and hasn't had time to date. However, he does find Celia very attractive and strikes a deal with her that she will have his undivided attention during those 3 days at the wedding. And of course, he plans to romance her the entire time. Let's switch gears to a romantic suspense. This one is written by Janie Crouch, who is one of those fabulous finds where I saw one of her covers and I was like, okay, it looks kind of interesting. Let me just check this out. And then, no kidding, like 5 hours later at 2 a.m., I finally went to bed because I could not stop reading this book. She is like the quintessential perfect author for romantic suspense. Like, you're worried about the danger, you like are totally invested in the mystery, and at the same time, you are so into the romance that's happening in the book as well. So this one is Texas Bodyguard Luke. It's number 1 of 4 in the San Antonio Security series because Luke is one of 4 brothers, hence why there are 4 books, so you can read a romance about each of the brothers. And in this one, we have Luke, who is from an orphanage. In fact, all the brothers are. And in the orphanage, he was actually with Claire, like they kind of grew up. So it's kind of a friends to lovers romance because they lose touch because it's an orphanage and they've gone off to separate ways. And later in life, Claire is actually a computer programmer. She develops apps and she ends up seeing a murder on video, and she's the only witness, and the guy who killed her friend is like a super high-powered person who has connections in the police force, so she can't go to the authorities for help. So the only person she knows to go to is Luke. And like any good security guard, he keeps her safe and they go on the run together. So it is very cloak and dagger and romance all at the same time. The next recommendation I have for you is actually 3 books in one, all by Susan Mallery. And you can't really call yourself a romance reader unless you've read at least one Susan Mallery book. And after you have, you're going to wish you had more books to read. So this is the perfect solution. So the first one is Good Husband Material, which is a second chance romance where she actually ditches him, heads off to the big city, but she needs to come back to Texas to help with her grandmother's estate and ends up walking into her old flame. Completely Smitten is the next one, and this is a road trip romance. So we have a preacher's daughter who is defying her dad and helping an injured U.S. Marshal get back from Kansas to Texas. And of course, they're going to have to stay in hotels together along the way. And the last one is One in a Million, about a single mom who is looking for a man to help her with her children and an FBI negotiator, and she thinks would be perfect for the job. And the last one is An Unlikely Amish Match by Vonetta Chapman, and this is book number 5 of 9 in the Indiana Amish Bride series. Now, if you've never tried an Amish romance, you are totally missing out. I am not Amish. I don't think I even know anyone who's Amish, but I am totally obsessed with Amish romances. It's like going to a new world. It is fascinating. I don't know, I just love Amish romances. They are like totally my favorite subgenre of romance, whether it is like a romantic suspense or it is a sweet romance or friends to lovers or second chance. I just love all Amish themed romances. So this one is about Susanna, and there is a new bad boy in town, Micah, and she wants to be a good friend to all of the other single ladies in town and stop them from falling for this bad boy. So how is she going to do that? She is going to pretend to be interested in him. I mean, what could go wrong with that plan, right? So that's a wrap on my February TBR list, and all of those books are on sale and even more, so make sure to check out that entire sale so you don't miss out. All right, happy reading, and remember, if you like hearing about romance books, then make sure to hit the subscribe button below because that is all we talk about here on the Harlequin Books channel.